By her man. She was like, yeah, he was supposed to send me $150 because I ain't got no money left. Am I really that much? And breaking these figures down like a camel. You don't really know you. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Tammy, Tammy, whatever you want to call me. I'm back with another story time. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Do that for me. Subscribe right now before y'all do anything. Subscribe right now. I need 1,000 followers. Subscribe right now. All right, y'all. Let's get into the story time today. All right, guys. So this is gonna be a girls trip video. All right. So y'all know how them go. So let's get into it. All right. So I'm at home one day. I'm at home. Just I got a man in this story time. We live together. Okay. So me and my man, we at home. We just kicking it. We got a few friends over. I got a few friends over. They, we just got a lot of boys, girls, whatever. Not a lot. Probably about 6 or 7 of us or whatever. And we talking about all going on a trip or whatever. But the thing about it is, we wanted to go separate. We wanted to do a boys trip and a girls trip. Well, they did a boys, we did a girls trip. And it was really like they was talking about a trip, and I think it was one of his friends, homeboy, and he was like, "Oh, it's a boys trip, whatever." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna do a girls trip." So we started talking about it. So at the end, it's only three girls who end up wanting to go, and the three girls, one gonna be me, one gonna be named Vicky, and one gonna be named Lynn. All right. So it was me, Vicky, and Lynn. We are the three who agreed to go on the girl trip or whatever. We ain't gonna even talk about the boys trip because I wasn't on that trip. All right. So we the three who agreed to go on out of all the girls that was there. All right. Cool. Now, how did I know? Lynn was my friend. She was my coworker, my friend. We had been friends for about 3, 4 years. Vicky was actually the guy that I was dating. That was his friend. She was like one of his people, whatever. So, but we was real cool or whatever. We was all friends. But, Lynn was more my friend and Vicky was more his friend. But Vicky was still my friend because she was my man friend. So she was my friend too. Y'all get it? Got it? All right. Let's go. So everybody really friends, but originally Vicky and Lynn are friends through me. Got it? Okay, boom. So we talk about after everybody that day was talking about the trip, we gonna fast forward or whatever to the next day where everybody gone, ain't nobody at our house. So me and my boyfriend, we at home talking. He was like, "You sure you want to go on that trip with Vicky?" I'm like, "Hey, why not?" He was like, "I'm just saying, I don't want to hear no complaining. I don't want to be like, oh, you're hungry, this, you're hungry, that." He was like, "I don't want to hear that." He was like, "You choosing to go on that trip with her, so if you do, don't come at me about nothing." I'm like, "Damn, is she like not a good person to go on a trip with? Like, why not go on a trip with her?" He was like, "I'm just saying, like, that's on you. I just don't want to hear nothing about it." Okay, cool. Bet. That's it for that day. It ain't nothing else to talk about. So I got that in the back of my head. So as the time progressed and we started playing a trip or whatever, me, Vicky, and Lynn. So we all came together one day at my house. Everybody came over and we planned the trip. So we like, okay, who go get the hotel in they name, how we gonna do the flights. We just explained everything. So Vicky, she told us, she was like, I can get the hotel. I got this deal where I only gotta pay this much, this much, this much. So while she tried to explain the deal to me and Lynn, she pulled it up. So as she did it, she was like, okay, I was gonna sleep in the same room. It wasn't gonna be no problem for us to have two beds. And we was going to Vegas. It wasn't gonna be no problem for us to have two beds. So 2 beds, I could have slept in the bed with Vicky or Lynn. It don't matter. We girls, like, and we were younger, so it don't matter. So she was like, it's gonna be such such such. It's gonna be this much. When she showed us how much it was gonna be 197, right? 197. Okay, cool. So she was like, okay, we could just pay 3 ways. I was like, no, since you putting the room in your name and you using whatever deal you using, because at the time I didn't know what deal she was using. You using whatever deal you using. We could just pay. It's $200. Me and Lynn could just pay it. So Lynn like, yeah, we could just pay it. So that's 100 for me, 100 for her. So we did just that. We sent her the money right there immediately, and she paid for the room. Showed us the confirmation, everything. Okay, got it. All right. So boom, we paid for the room. Now all we gotta do is book our flights. Me, I booked my flight the same day. The same day I booked the room, I booked my flight. That's just me, cause I'm going no matter what. So Lynn, she ended up booking her flight like 2 or 3 days later. So me and Lynn, we won't book our flights. So days passing by, and I'm kind of calling Vicky like every other day. I'm like, "Have you booked your flight? Have you booked your flight?" The trip is like 3 months away because I plan ahead. So the trip is like 3 months away. I'm like, "Have you booked your flight? Have you booked your flight?" I say a month had done passed, and she still hadn't booked her flight. Vicky. So I'm like, "Why you ain't book your flight?" She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna book it. I'm gonna book it. Oh, it's still gonna be cheap. I got these points. I got these points." She made it seem like she flew all the time. She do this all the time. She do that all the time. So okay, it ain't no pressure. If you say you got it, you got it. Me and her don't book our flight, but the room in her name. So that is why I'm hassling her. Like, go book your flight, boo. The room is in your name. Like, go ahead and book your flights. Y'all know how that go. Like, we gonna need a room. We got flights. We need a room. Okay, so I say it's probably like a month and a half before the trip. So I just called Vicky. I'm like, "Have you booked your flight?" She like, "Nah, girl, but you know what? I ain't gonna book my flight. I'm not gonna go." What she said? It's I forgot what she said. She said something. She was explaining to me something about what you gotta do when you book the room. So she started explaining. She was like, "Oh, well, since I booked the room up under my whatever type of deal she had, we gotta go to a conference for 4 hours. We gotta walk around with such and such people, blah blah blah. We gotta do this." So basically, our whole first day there, we gotta spend with some people we don't know because of whatever deal she used. I don't know what deal she used at the time. I'm just going off of what she's saying because I'm thinking she just cool. Like, we cool, but we ain't just besties. But I've been around her for a couple of years because she's friends with my dude, and she's always around. So I don't mind. She cool enough at home, so I didn't think it would be no problem to go nowhere with her. So she just explained all this to me, and then she was like, "Yeah, and my flight miles, this and that. I got a year to do this." She just talking all like she said a whole bunch of shit I really don't care about. I need you to book the room. So I'm like, well, if you're not gonna go, then you just need to give us our money back, and you know we could just book our own room. So she was like, "Oh well, I really don't see the point of giving y'all money back because I already don't use my points. We could just transfer it to the next another day." She tried to transport it, like she tried to change the days we were going until like another month from the day that we was going, and we like, "No, this is the day." Well, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm talking to Vicky. I'm like, "No, this is the day we want to go. Like, we're not changing our flights just because you want to change the day because it's cheaper. You waited so long to book your flight. Now your flight is probably higher, which is most likely what it is. And now you trying to like back out because your flight's too high. Basically, that's how I feel. And I'm pretty sure that what was going on. So we just go back and forth about this $200 she got. Cause you got somebody else's money. You got my friend money. And like, this my face. My face on this money. On her $100. She done gave you her $100 thinking you cool or you good for it because I said, "Yeah, go ahead, give her your $100." I didn't think you gonna back out. But ringing in the back of my head, my dude just told me, if you go do anything with Vicky, that's on you. Don't come to me with it. He must know something that I don't know. So me and Vicky, we just going back and forth. And she like one of those corporate females. So she trying to talk white shit to me. She trying to talk like I'm slow. I'm like, "Girl, I'm not slow. Like, it's no reason you can't give my money back." But we got into it so bad. I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna take that L," and I just hung up in her face. Like I just hung up in her face and I blocked her. Because now I got a book of rooms and get somebody back they $100. So that's what I had to end up doing. I had to call in, so I called in. I let her know what was going on, and I didn't even tell Lynn what really happened. I just said she backed out the trip. She was like, "Well, is she gonna give us our money back or whatever?" I just told her, "Yeah." I just told her, "Yeah." Now that I think about it, I shouldn't have gave her shit back. I don't even know why I gave her that $100 back because I didn't want to say what happened between us. I just told her she wasn't going and that I was gonna give her money back. I didn't tell her what was going on, but I kind of, y'all know, I didn't want to get her in it or whatever. So I ended up giving her $100 out of my pocket, like letting Vicky keep the 200 or some dollar and whatever room she booked. This was just already a $200 L, and I gotta go ahead and book another room. And I know Lynn wasn't gonna want to come out her pocket with no more money. So, but whatever room she ended up booking, she got to a year, I guess, to use it because she can change it or whatever. And I figured out she was using some promo deal that was going around on social media, which had nothing to do with no points or nothing she used. Ooh, you got a year to use it. So basically, she used our room for something else. And she ended up using our room for a trip to Texas. Probably like 3 months later. But after this, Vicky ain't gonna even be in the store no more. After this little part, whatever, because she pissed me off. After I blocked her, it was over with. So yeah, I told Lynn everything that she needed to know. Gave her money back. I booked the room in my name. I paid for the room. No problem. Lynn had booked her flight. I booked my flight. I booked the room. The room in my name. We good. We secured. All right. So we gonna fast forward all the way into the day of the trip or whatever. So we fast forward to the day of the trip. We booked our flights. Our flights was super early in the morning. It was like for 8 a.m. So we had to get up at like 5:30, get ready. Leah came to my house, everything. Got up, I'm ready. I'm excited. Like we going to Vegas. This is my first time in Vegas. Like I'm super excited. We did have 3 girls, but now we're down to 2. Y'all know how girls trip go. It just never go how it's supposed to go. So it's just us two. So I'm like, cool. It ain't nothing but us two. We really ain't gonna have no problem. We really ain't gonna have no fun. Ooh, I mean, we really gonna have fun. I was about to say really ain't gonna have no fun, but we really gonna have fun. So boom. Like I said, Lynn ended up she pulling up to my house. We packing our stuff up or whatever. We straight to the trip. So boom, we get in the car, we driving up the road. We finally get to Atlanta Airport. We driving around gazillion times because I gotta find a parking spot. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. So we find a parking spot. We get in there. When we get in there, we put our stuff on the bag. We go through TSA, do everything you do in the airport or whatever. So we did get there kind of early. So we end up like kind of sitting and waiting. So we still had like 30 or 40 minutes left before boarding the plane. So me and her kind of just talked about, whatever. Boom. Vegas from where I live, Georgia, is a 4.5 hour flight. Not far at all. So we board in the plane. We get on the plane. We get to Vegas. We in Vegas. We in Vegas. I'm gonna put a picture up. I'm gonna go find it and I'm gonna put it up. So if you don't already see it, it's gonna come up. Yes. So we in Vegas. Like I'm lit. I'm happy. But I'm in Vegas really kind of by myself because I'm older than Lynn. Like I'm the big sister over here. So I'm like, dang, I ain't got nobody. I ain't got my man with me to like watch my back all the time because he my shadow. So he like everywhere with me. So well he like I'm his shadow, he my shadow, however you want to call it. Like, when I go somewhere and I go out of town, like he just always with me. So and he just always know what to do. So yeah. But it's like it's just me and my homegirl. So I'm like, okay. I'm a little nervous, but like not nervous scared, more like nervous, like anxious to see, what's going on, what's gonna happen, how the trip gonna go. So we get, like I said, we get to Vegas, we get to the airport or whatever. We gotta get an Uber. So boom, the first Uber I get. So we get the Uber. It take the Uber like 20 minutes to get there. Before book your Uber before you get to the airport, y'all. Book your Uber before. Don't try to do it because it ain't gonna take forever, but it's gonna take a good 20, 30 minutes. And you gonna be ready to go when you get to the airport. But anyway, so our Uber we get to the hotel. When we get to the hotel, I didn't know that what I paid online, I would have to pay more. I just didn't pay attention to that. So when I got there, I still ended up having to pay like how many days we stayed? We stayed 5 days. So I had to pay $45 for every day, which was a deposit that I would get back, just in case. But you know what? Now that I think about it, I never do I be receiver? I don't even know. I don't even be knowing. I don't think I be getting my deposit back because I really don't ever check out. I just leave. So, anyway, so I had to put that was like 200 some extra dollars I had to put down. So I had to put that down myself. I didn't say anything. I didn't ask Lynn for no money or anything. And she just, she tagging along. Like, we just together. We cool. Like, she's my bitch. It ain't no problem. Ain't no beef at all. So, I pay for that. We get to the room. Cool. We get to the room, get to bed. Cool. So, soon as we get to the room, we get dressed. We about to be outside. We about to get drinks. We about to go fast foods. We about to do all this shit. We Googled. We about to go do it. We about to go, we in Vegas. It's late, right? We get dressed. Me and Lynn get dressed. And we want to go have some drinks to eat. What time was it? I don't know. We had shrimp. I also want to add that we took pictures with those girls that be on the streets. I'm gonna put a picture in. Shit. So I don't know. Was it noon? But I know it was daytime. It was early over there. Yeah, it was probably like 12 or 1, some shit like that. So it's probably lunch. Yeah. So we want to go eat lunch or whatever. So we walk down the strip, and it's like a little hotel. They got like a little boat in front of it that you go in, and then it's like you got to see it. If I got a clip of it, I can show y'all. I could try to find it. But the restaurant that we went in, it was like real nice, y'all. It was like super nice, and it was high as hell. And this is my first time in Vegas, so I'm just trying shit. So I don't remember the name of it. It was like Smith and something. I don't remember the name of it. But when you go in, you gotta go up some steps, then you go up some more steps, and then that's where they sit you at. It's kind of like you sitting over water with like boats. Like it was so fly, y'all. Oh, it was so fly. So as soon as I sit down, they come, they take my order. I was like, I want a Patron margarita, baby. Salt on the rim. She get her a drink. I don't know what she got. I don't remember. And then we ordered her appetizer. Now the appetizer that we ordered was like shrimp. It was like shrimp and like some type of bread and lettuce. It was an appetizer though, but it was $24 for 6 shrimp. Like I'm thinking it's like at least a platter. Like I guess I wasn't at Applebee's though. Yeah. But I'm thinking it was like $24, almost $30 for 6 big ass shrimp, y'all. When that plate came, I couldn't believe it. So yeah, me and her like shared the 3 shrimp, and then I got me a salad because I didn't want to eat too heavy, and I got my Patron margarita. My first Patron margarita. When I tell you I dined that bitch in like 4 minutes. I was drinking that bitch like a drink. So Lynn was like, you might want to slow down, girl. This liquor seem like it's pretty strong. Like it's really liquor. Like this ain't like the country boo. Like, cause she been to Vegas before. She was like, they liquor be real. Like you gonna really get drunk. I'm like, girl, I got this. So I'm like, can I get another Patron margarita? So they was like, you sure? I was like, yeah. What the fuck? Bring me a drink. So we chilling or whatever. They bring my salad. Um, I'm eating my salad. I forgot. I don't. You know what, y'all? She didn't get anything. She didn't get anything to eat. She got a drink and she ate the shrimp, the appetizer that we got. And when I think about it, yeah, she didn't get anything. She just ate the appetizer with me, and I ate the salad. And I got the 2 Patron margaritas, and she got a drink. So I'm eating my salad. We talking. I'm like, you ain't gonna eat? She was like, oh no, I'm good. Whatever. I ain't ask no questions. That's on you. I ain't thinking that of it. I'm in Vegas. I'm excited. And I'm already drunk. Like that margarita kicked in real quick, just like she said. So I'm on my second margarita, but like I'm drinking, I'm like halfway done. Like at this point, like y'all, your girl started seeing stars. Like your girl was a little woozy. I'm like, did these motherfuckers put something in my drink? Like I know I ain't drunk this fast, but when I think about it, I didn't eat nothing this morning. I got straight on this flight, came up here just so excited, didn't even eat nothing. This is all I ate, this salad and this shrimp. So I was like, fuck it. I ain't gonna worry about it. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just in my head. I'm just too excited. So I'm gonna just keep drinking my drink. I'm gonna drink my drink anyway. Cause them bitches was $18 a piece. Yeah. Them bitches was $18 for them Patron margaritas. $20 for a cup. So yeah. I finished that bitch right on the. So I drank it. She finished her drink. She like, you good? I like, yeah. So I was like, tell her to bring the ticket or whatever. So she kind of waited. The waitress over. We got the ticket or whatever. We paid the ticket. She paid for her little, the stuff she got and half for the appetizer, and I paid for my drinks and the other half of the appetizer. So whatever, we cool. Boom. We finished eating or whatever. So we walking back to our room. We're walking because everything is on the strip. There's no need for a car. So we walking. I'm like, girl, I'm fanning myself. I'm like, girl, oh, I am like tipsy. Like I think I'm really feeling it. I think I'm like really drunk. She was like, I told you that like down here, like the alcohol is potent. Like it's real. Like you can't just be drinking it. Like she was like, you gotta enjoy yourself. She was just explaining it to me because she had been here before. She had been here before, so she was right. So I was like, well, let's just go to the room. I'm gonna lay down for a second, to catch my breath, and then, we can come back out or whatever. She was like, okay, we a little tired anyway from, all we did was come change our clothes, check in the room, and leave. Like we literally changed our clothes and left out the room. Like we did, that's it, and went and got drinks and food. So when we got back in the room, I laid down. And then I called my man on the phone and I was talking to him and I was telling him what was going on. And I was like, I miss you or whatever, blah, 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 blah. So I ended up getting off the phone with him and I was just laying there. And she was like, you giving me like you homesick or whatever. I was like, I probably was a little bit because that was my first time like being without anybody besides a friend. So I probably was. But I was like, girl, whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna take me a little nap, and then when we get up, we can do stuff. Cause Vegas is up 24 hours, right? Vegas never sleep. So she was like, yeah, you don't. She was like, all right. So she was like, I don't know what she said she was going to do, but she said she was going to do something. She was going to be back. I was like, all right. So boom, I lay down. While I'm laying down, I goes the fuck to sleep. I wakes the fuck up the next morning. Y'all, I woke up the next fucking morning. Them motherfucking two Patron margaritas took me the fuck out that fast. I can honestly say that I ruined the first day. I did because I literally would sleep about fucking 3 or 4. No later than 5, and I didn't wake up until the next day, like 6 o'clock, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. That's a whole another day. We about to get up, get ready, and get out and go eat brunch or something, breakfast or something. Yeah. So as I slept the whole night, and so when I look over, I see Lynn sleep. I'm like, damn, I slept the whole fucking night. So I get up, I take me a shower, I do my hair, I do, put my lipstick, my makeup, put everything on, get real cute. When I finally come out the bathroom, I see Lynn. Oh, she was like, bitch, you up? I was like, I am. She was like, talk about a party pooper. So I was like, whatever, girl. She was like, yeah, you ready like to get lit today? We about to do ATVs. We gonna go to the weed, what the dispensaries. We gonna go walk the strip. We gonna go do this. We gonna go do that. We gonna go get in the pool. We had our bathing suits and everything. Matter of fact, the second day, that's exactly what we did. Instead of putting on like regular clothes, we actually put on bathing suits because we planned on like it was so hot, y'all. It was like 115, 120 degrees there. So everybody was just walking around like bathing suits, like real short shorts. This was the time in Vegas when really like people didn't bring their kids like that. Like people bring their kids a lot now because I go to Vegas often, but people bring their kids a lot now. They didn't do that then. So everybody was damn near naked. I mean, people still be naked on the strip, but it wasn't no really no kids out. But now it's like a lot of kids be there. When I went like last year, was a lot of kids there. I didn't know what the fuck was going on because it's Sin City. I didn't think people took their kids to Vegas, but I guess so. So yeah, we put on bathing suits or whatever, and she went in. She went to the bathroom, got herself together. She got ready. So we were supposed to get on the ATVs. So I called the ATVs, asked the prices, all that stuff. So they was like, oh, the ATVs they $275 a person. You have to pay. I think it was like $100 a piece up front, and then we paid the other 175. We'll just pull the other 175 off when you get here, whatever. So I was like, okay, that's cool. So I was like, I'll give you a call back. Well, no, he sent us a website, me and her. I said, we doing all this in the room. I know I'm kind of just like talking, but yeah, we doing all this in the room before we even leave out and do anything. So he was like, I'm gonna send y'all a link to the website, and that's how you sign up and do everything online. So boom, he sent me the link. I'm signing up and stuff. She was like, well, we could try to like go to the dispensary first and get something to eat, and then if we still want to get on the ATVs, we can. I was like, okay, well, at the time, y'all, I wasn't smoking. I was like on a cleanse, and I was cleansing for like a year, for 12 months. So I wasn't smoking at all. Like I wasn't smoking no weed, and we in Vegas where it's legal, and I wasn't smoking nothing. So she was like, yeah, we'll go to the dispensary, get something to eat, walk the strip, do all that first. And then if we still want to ride ATVs, we could do that. I'm like, well, okay, you suggested this. And the only reason why I was pushing the ATV thing because she made it seem like she come to Vegas so much and she do this and she do that. So I was expecting her to just, kind of lead the way with the itinerary or whatever. I might do a little, 1-2 step and do a little excursion every now and then, but I ain't got to do all that. I just don't. But I will because I have, but I don't. But she suggested it. That's why I was like, okay, we could do it because I ain't want to be a party pooper like I was yesterday. So scratch that. We didn't go to the ATVs first. We end up walking down and going to this place called Hash and Go for breakfast. Well, brunch by the time we got out or whatever, because after both of us got ready. So they got like really, really good food. Hash to go. If you in Vegas, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, if you been, you know what I'm talking about. So we went and ate breakfast or whatever. We full. So she was like, let's go to this place. I think it was called like Planet something, Planet Hollywood, something like that, I think. And then if they got another one called Reef. That's the one that I liked it actually because once I went back, I ended up liking that. But she was like, "Oh, let's go to Reef because Planet. I think it's Planet Hollywood. Don't quote me if you know the name. You could drop it down there." But she like we could go to Reef because they got better weed or whatever. I was like, okay, that's cool. So we ended up getting an Uber. We went to Reef after we ate our breakfast or whatever. We get there. It's a long ass fucking line. I'm like, what's the line for? She was like, oh, well, you gotta do this, this, this. So the Uber drop us off. We get out. It's a long ass line. She trying to explain to me what the line for. By the time we walk up to like the police security guard, he give us the paper or the weed they got today or they specials or whatever. And it's a long ass line. He was like, make sure you have your ID or whatever. And he was like, letting us know that you can't get more than an ounce a day or whatever, blah blah blah. And if it's your first time, you get a free pre-rolled or whatever. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, whatever. So we get to the line, we waiting for her to go. We talk about what she want. We looking at the different kinds they had, blueberry kush, this, that. We just looking at everything. So we finally get to the front. She get in. we get to show our IDs. I just showed my ID just because I was going in. I mean, I guess you just have to. So we get in. She get whatever she gonna get. Just she got the free pre roll because I think they give you like something free every time you have been there in like 12 months or so. But she had been there before, but just not recent. So yeah. So she got what she got free, and I think she only got another pre roll. So she only had like two pre rolls. I'm like, we standing in line for a fucking pre roll. We stayed in line for 45 minutes for you to come in here and get a fucking pre roll, girl. That kind of blowed me a little bit, y'all. I ain't gonna even lie. So I was like, girl, let me call this Uber. Even though it wasn't far from our room, it was like $10 for the Uber still, bro. Like a pre roll, girl, you should have went ahead and got you a 3-5 or something. So you wouldn't have to come back. All right. So we leave, we call an Uber, we get an Uber back to the room. So we at the room and we like chilling or whatever. So I'm like, did you end up, wanna get on the ATVs or whatever? She was like, oh no, nah, it kinda late now, we ain't gotta do that. Well, it wasn't really late though. It was like 3 o'clock. But she was right because when I looked at it, you had to book by like 12 to have space because I think they closed. Riding ATVs is like a group thing. So if we would have booked that day at 3 p.m., we wouldn't have been riding until like 8 a.m. the next day with the next group. So like, well, they stopped at like 5 or something because after whatever the rules were, they stopped at like 5 or so. So we couldn't do it anyway. So even if just because she didn't want to, we couldn't anyway. We walked up and down the whole entire strip. We took pictures, like just did seeing everything, just sightseeing things I had never seen because I never been there before. Just seeing everything, seeing the traffic, seeing the upstairs and downstairs Rosses and Marshalls, and seeing the MGM Grand Hotel and cosmetology and whatever it called. Just seeing all the nice stuff and all the pictures. I put a few pictures in if you guys want to see it, but that's what we did. We just walked up and down the trip for the rest of the day, and then we end up going back to the room, get something to eat, and like really not doing nothing. I think we end up. I got some McDonald's that night because as we walked the strip, I was so fucking tired. So yeah, I get some McDonald's. She did too. I think. No, she got Subway. She got Subway. I got McDonald's because I didn't feel like sitting down, waiting no line, waiting for no reservations. I didn't feel like doing none of that. You hear me? So boom. After we ate our food, went back to the room, ate our food. We went to bed. Hey, I'm tired, baby. I been walking all day. It ain't nothing else I'm finna do. I don't know about you, but I ain't finna do nothing. So boom. This is the third day. After the third day, the first and the second day, they was all right. Like we didn't do nothing really extravagant. Like it wasn't really nothing. So the third day, when I woke up, I seen her over her bed. I just seen her like real, like just real irritated with him. I'm like, what wrong with you? She was like, girl, I ordered DoorDash last night. I went to sleep. I'm like, what? She was like, yeah, I ordered DoorDash last night and I went to sleep. And they left my DoorDash down there at the counter. And I waited so long for them to come. I waited like 40 minutes. I fell asleep waiting on blah, blah, blah. She just complaining about her DoorDash or whatever. I was like, oh, shit. So, but it just was something about her aura. I could tell like something was wrong. So, after she talked about her DoorDash, she walked back and forth. She was like, yeah, I'm really mad because she started talking about her man. She was like, yeah, he was supposed to send me $150 because I ain't got no money left and I can't buy me no weed and I can't do this and I can't do that. And I'm like, huh? Hold up. We ain't even been over here that long. We ain't even did nothing. So how the hell you don't got no money? She was like, oh, after I really did everything I had to do, I only had like $500 left. She basically was saying after paying for her flight, her bags, and all the stuff to come on vacation, she had $500 left, and she figured that it would be enough. So that's what I brought over here. And $500 ain't bad, but when you going to Vegas for 5 days, we're going to Vegas for 5 days. You gotta eat every day. We gotta do Uber. We gotta do this, we gotta do that. You wanna buy weed? We gotta pay for our bags back because we pay for our bags there, but we still gotta pay for our bags back. We gotta pay for the Uber there. And ain't no telling what, you just have to have money for it incidentals. Just in case stuff like happen. So as she walking back and forth, I'm like, oh, it makes sense why she said we could chill out there. We still got 2 days left. But it makes sense why she just want to chill because she really don't got no money. So she walking back and forth. She was like, man, I really need me a blunt. I really need to smoke. I need me some weed. Like, she like damn near fiending. I'm like, girl, chill. I buy you some weed. I buy you some weed. Okay? Relax. I was like, call the Uber and we can go get some weed. I buy it. She was like, for real? I was like, yeah. And I even, because I ain't never been here, I even get my free little pre-roll and give it to you too. So we ended up, she called the Uber, whatever, and she paid for the Uber. The Uber was like $9 or something because the place wasn't far from us. Like I said, we went and got her some weed. I got her 3-5 and the free pre-roll, and we came back to the room. So we down there. She smoking or whatever. She cooling or whatever. She's like, oh, he ended up sending me the money or whatever. So I'm good now, whatever. So boom, she smoking or whatever. She good. We back at the room. She good. She smoking. So as the day go by, like we literally chilling in the room. I was like, well, we can go to the pool or something or whatever. She was like, yeah, we can go chill in the pool. So we put on some bathing suit. We went to the pool to chill for a little while or whatever. So we swim. Did whatever, whatever. Went back to the room, ordered room service, and ended up falling asleep to the next day. This our last day. We got to check out. Well, no, this our last day before our last day. Because we got to check out the next day at 11 a.m. So, the last day, we literally did nothing, guys. We did nothing. We literally just got something to eat. And, like, she smoked and we stayed in the room. That's it. Like, we literally did nothing. So I didn't care because I knew she really didn't have no money after what she said yesterday. And if you was only telling him to send you $150, you still gotta pay for your bags. You still gotta give me half for this parking fee because I drove here at the airport. Like, so I'm like, you know what? It's okay. We ain't gotta do nothing. I ain't tripping. But I just know I ain't going nowhere with no bitches no more. I had already had that over my head. And I'm not gonna say it was just her on why the trip was boring or whatever. It could have been me. But I know her not having no money contribute to a lot of stuff why she really didn't want to do nothing. Like, it just wasn't boring, but it just wasn't fun either. So we ain't do nothing last whole day. The next day it was time to go. We woke up. So we packing our bags. I'm looking at my boarding pass, see what time we leaving. Y'all tell me why the fuck I checked this motherfucking boarding pass and we leave at 11 p.m. But we gotta check out the room at 11 a.m. Where in the fuck are we supposed to go for the next 12 hours while we wait on our plane? Do y'all know how pissed I was? I didn't even think about it. Like, I did not even think about it, y'all. I promise you. This was literally like my first flight. So I didn't even think about it. So we packing our stuff up. I'm like, shit, it ain't nothing else to do but go to the airport. We got blankets and shit. We can chill in the airport. So, we packing up. We try to go check in. Or we packing up. We go check out. Get our shit or whatever. We go check out. So we leave, call the Uber, get to the airport. We get to the airport literally like 9 hours before our flight leaves. So we try to go check in, go ahead and get our bags in. And the lady was like, well, it's early, so y'all can't check these bags in until at least 4 hours before your flight. It's like a whole almost 10 hours. So your flight isn't even here yet. I'm like, damn. So yeah, y'all. We had to go sit down and like wait 4 hours before we could check our bags in. Yeah. So we just sat there and talked for a few hours, and then we took a nap and woke up and took another nap and woke up and took another nap, so we could finally check our bags. And we check our bags in, go through TS, everything, whatever, and then we go to the bag. We find a bar because we still gotta wait 4 more hours till our flight come. Well, until our flight leave, because our flight don't leave until 11 p.m. We just had to wait 4 hours to check our bag in. Our flight wasn't leaving till like another 4 more hours. So we go, we find something to eat like back there in the back, when they had the drinks in the restaurants and stuff. So we chill, we get some drinks, we get something to eat, blah 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 blah. We talking. Still in the airport, long as hell. I will never book another flight like that where I gotta leave it unless I book my room for another day. So boom, we in the airport, whatever. So boom, our flight finally come, whatever. We board our flight. We get back to Atlanta. We get to Atlanta. She ended up having to pay for. I remember she had to pay for her bags out of her money because she did. I paid for my bags online before we got there, but she paid for her bags when we got to the hotel and checked in our bags. So boom. Now I'm thinking out of her $150, she bought food, she paid for her bags, she did all that. She probably got like $50, maybe $25 up, something like that. So we get to the airport, like I said, in Atlanta, and I get back to my car. I get the little ticket out my car. We leave it. We go to the scan thing. I scan it. I don't say anything because I'm expecting a person to have some type of hospitality to say, hey, here's half of or whatever I can give on the car fee or whatever the shit called parking fee when you go to the airport. So it's $90. I scan it. I pay for it. She ain't say not a motherfucking word. She sat over there and like she didn't even see what I was doing. Big. Big, 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 big. So boom, I pay for that. We leave. We get back to my hometown, whatever, and just say it just wasn't fun for me. It was a real mediocre experience. My point of telling this story time is that when you go somewhere, you gotta have an itinerary. Like you gotta really have an itinerary. You really gotta have things planned because other than that, just you gotta have reservations. Just going and not knowing what you're gonna do, you're not gonna do nothing. But we didn't do anything, y'all. Just what I just told y'all is what I did. But she ran out of money like on day three. So it really wasn't nothing we could even do anyway. But yeah. I know y'all gonna say, and if you had money, why you didn't do that? Well, I didn't want to do things by myself, like, and then I was gonna have to pay for her. I wasn't about to do all that. Very mediocre experience, and I just wish I kind of would have went with my man. I should have just knew it was gonna be nothing when it went how it went with the room in the first place. So yeah, you know, maybe I wasn't open minded enough. I don't know. Maybe it was me. I don't know. Maybe I was boring and they just didn't want to do nothing around me. But she ain't had no money. Like I ain't gonna say she was broke because she still paid for everything she had except the weed. Yeah. So like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, y'all. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. If you like this story time, let me know. If it was boring, the trip was boring. So that's probably why the story time was boring. Yeah. So, love you guys.